Las Vegas Discount.net's the best there is. Save up to 50% on your next Vegas trip. And travel, rental, shows, and tours. Find the deals you're looking for. Las Vegas Discount.net. Las Vegas Discount.net. If you're going to Vegas for deals that are the best, visit Las Vegas Discount.net.
FightNetRadio.com with Andrew and Lee, talking boxing, combat, sports, comedy, football, and everything kick-ass. All on FightNetRadio.com. Fight Net Radio!
Hola, soy Julio César Chávez.
And lights out, baby. Lights out all day.
This is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you listen to Fight Net Radio.
I mean, this is ridiculous. It's a radio show. It ain't a one-hour television spectacular.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
We gon' know. I got eyes and ears everywhere. I got friends all over the world, man.
Who gives a shit with White? He's a piece of crap.
With a tear in my eye.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee Honish, Andrew Lapachet, bringing you the wonderful world of boxing. How are you today, Andrew?
Very good. How's it going, Lee?
Good. Very good. We had a big night of boxing. We'll get to all of it. We're going to do what we normally do in reverse order. If this is your first time listening to the show, this is Fight Net Radio. Go to FightNetRadio.com. That's what you see on the screen. There are multiple ways to listen to us: Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, among many. There are also many platforms you can check out our videos, listen to current episodes on Spotify, all sorts of exciting and wonderful things, including our merchandise store, and pick yourself up a t-shirt. Let's get right into it. We have a lot to cover today, and the big finale to this show, Andrew, we're going to do a watch-along with the Triple G fight, which will cover the results at the end. We're going to do boxing news up front. Right out of the gate, earlier in the week, Claressa Shields issued a statement on the incident that canceled her title fight. For those of you living under a rock, I feel like we should just start right there. When were you notified of the tragic events of the Claressa Shields fight before you knew the details?
Well, I think it came on my feed. I don't know. I don't know what the time.
Did you actually read the story, or did you just see that the old man got knocked out before?
No, I watched the video. I've seen a little of the altercation that happened before the old man got knocked out. So yeah, it's a no win-win situation here.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I didn't read the story, so
or it is a win-win. I don't know. You tell me, Lee. Is it a win-win or not a win?
It's a win-win for her. I mean, for Ivana, it's a win-win. Ivana Habazin was never going to win this fight, right? That just wasn't going to happen. What I personally thought when I saw the altercation was that Claressa Shields knocked this dude out. I didn't even read the story, but my blind assumption was Claressa took the old man out for talking too much shit instead of someone for her camp. But Ivana, as you can see from the photos, was very distraught, Andrew.
It seems reports are that it was possibly Claressa Shields' brother that did threw this punch. The man had gotten into it. And when you leave, can you shut the light, please, Ben? It seems they had gotten into it at the weigh-ins. They were throwing insults back and forth. The man called her, you got to watch the tape. He throws a lot of racist things out there. He throws homophobic slurs out there. I mean, he's all over the place. He's letting it fly, keeps telling her she's not a man. He'll slap her like slapped the man out of her or something like that. Like it was pretty bad on his part. He's walking off the stage talking a lot of mess.
Well, I don't know if it's talking a mess. I mean, look at Clarissa. I mean, do you want that in bed with you?
Lee, come on. I'm not trying to go there. It's kind of stupid. You're 40-something years old.
And look at Bashir. He's a nice guy who plays with babies. White babies. These photos are hilarious, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a good look.
The whole thing wasn't a good look. I mean, ultimately, I'm sure Clarissa still gets paid. The thing that I find most enjoyable is Showtime gets shit on. That's the thing that makes me the happiest in this whole story. Like, nothing Showtime can do right now can make this any, like, their world just seems to be crumbling around their ears.
Yes, if it already hasn't.
No doubt about it.
They might have already been given their release dates,
Oh, cannot wait until he is released completely.
So any follow-up? Has there been any live updates on this article? Like, has the brother been arrested? Because they kind of know Shields' team, and now it's kind of been nailed down or to the brother.
Okay, so in real time, Mark Taffet, Clarissa Shields' manager, speaks to reporters after Ivana Hasbin's trainer was sucker punched, fell to the ground, yada yada. Habsbin trainer Bashir Ali smiles and jokes with babies. No, I guess not. The last I saw of it, the Clarissa issued a statement about the whole event, but other than that, nothing. And
does it benefit this fighter that she didn't take the fight this weekend? Do you think she'll get a rematch or a reset of the date? What do you say?
Good question.
Right.
I mean, I'm really
Showtime.
Of course, but I mean, how far out? How much training time? Emotional distraught, and at the end of the day, Clarissa Shields is going to clean her clock. I mean, she took the fight for a payday. It
was so it was nothing here was funny, but what a great meme that came out when it showed what was it, Rocky 5? What is it? Rocky's
the side by side with this photo.
Yeah,
sure.
That was a pretty good one.
No, it was funny. You can
What
say
if she comes back? What if she comes back to beat Clarissa Shields?
She doesn't.
Yeah, she doesn't. He doesn't even know her.
Hey!
How
hey, if my brother didn't do it, I would have done it. Hey! Look at her.
You know what? No, you know what, though? Clarissa played it good on the stage, Lee, because she's in clear sight. She can hear this man, what he's saying to her sister, and I don't see Clarissa Shields say a thing. She's like, you could tell she's not happy about what them two are obviously yelling at each other, but she doesn't get involved at all. I thought she handled herself good at that moment. See, I believe that's the sister right there that he's yelling at in the green jacket.
He looks classy. You know what? I always think when a dude's got stencils scratched into his head like that, I'm thinking classy guy. He probably works as a fine jeweler,
CEO
of a big company. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it doesn't look like he's an auto worker or, shout out to Willie, a pipe layer. This is a great joke, right?
Yeah.
All right. It wasn't bad. Moving forward, Dana White talks to Zuffa potentially buying out the PBC. It's happening, kids.
Wow, here we go.
The hyper-pumped Dana White, the combustible deal maker, came on the Randy and Jerry Sirius XM show and spoke to his plans to enter pugilism. Who wrote this piece of shit article? First of all, shout out to Michael Woods. This first paragraph, bro. First paragraph. First line. The hyper-pumped Dana White, the combustible deal maker. I'm not putting in the commas where they should be, because if I didn't read it that way, it wouldn't make sense. The hyper-pumped Dana White, the combustible deal maker, came on the Randy and Jerry Sirius XM show and spoke about his plans to enter pugilism. Why wouldn't you just say boxing? Is he just trying to be clever because he can write and he can form a sentence? The UFC head honcho said that he started out loving boxing, and that's how he slid into mixed martial arts. He told the host that he learned reffing from Mitch Halpern, and after taking up jiu-jitsu, he went deeper into MMA. White said, yes, his feuding with Oscar De La Hoya is real, and no, he didn't play it up for the press. He said that it is crazy that Canelo Sergey Kovalev is set for the same night as the UFC event. He said bad English. Fuck, bro, you were on a roll. He said that it's crazy that Canelo Sergey Kovalev is set on the same night as a UFC event, period. He said him and De La Hoya. He said him and De La Hoya. I'm right? This is bad English.
Yes.
He said him and De La Hoya used to be cool, but his relationship went awry when Oscar tweeted out not to watch Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor event. Wow. He said Oscar tried to do MMA and he called the boxing champ an absolute douche. That's funny. The new Oscar is a scumbag, a liar, and a complete moron. White, a Las Vegas resident, thundered. Aram's an asshole too, White stated. Wow, what an interview this was. I got to get audio clips of this thing. And might Zuffa be buying Premier Boxing Champion? I'm figuring out what to do. I've met with literally everybody in the sport minus Aram and De La Hoya. He called the system and model broken and would like to spend money to build up boxing. White, age 50, said all the top heavyweights need to fight each other. There's not enough money out there for everybody, he said. Oh, there's enough money out there for everybody, he said. He said he would recognize sanctioning bodies and the UFC belt is credible because the best fight the best in the league. Wow, Andrew, lots to unpack here. Where would you like to start? Oscar is a scumbag liar and a complete moron, and a douche. This right here, we could spend an hour. A douche, a moron, a scumbag, and a liar. In any order, it doesn't make Oscar sound very good. And I pretty much kind of agree. I mean, Oscar, by and large, is kind of an incompetent nincompoop left to his own designs. But Aram's an asshole.
With the biggest sports contract in the world. So always have that also attached to it, Lee. So,
Dana White doesn't know shit about boxing, Andrew.
You know, Dana White doesn't know shit about promoting, too. I like how he comes out and he keeps, bringing up the fact that Canelo and Sergey are on the same night as the UFC event. Say the fucking date of the event. That's what a real promoter would do. I've seen him say it numerous times, and he doesn't have in there in his rants about why they're doing it on the same night. Where's the date? So,
well, Andrew, to be perfectly honest, he may have. I mean, assuming that Michael Woods did a credible act of doing this word for word, maybe Dana did shout out the date.
I see quotes under that he's talking about the fight right there.
Dude, he also did
whatever the case.
Oscar.
Then
This
he
is
should
the
have
same
called.
guy-
They should call them and tell them put the fucking date in there. I don't. Whatever. I don't believe it. A lot of this is just to go virally, just so he could get this event hyped up. But it's possible.
Are you saying that I said Dana White was an asshole and didn't know shit about boxing was for me to go viral as well?
Yeah, all of this right now until
What
we
the
see
fuck
Dana
is
White.
viral? Is that an infection? Do I get a shot?
Until we see Dana White actually make a Saul Alvarez, I don't think he really talk about anyone in the sport having a broken model. No one in the UFC. The UFC has been big time sport here in America for a very long time. They haven't even come close to a Saul Alvarez. So, whatever.
For those of you listening to the show for the first time, that's our hot take horn and part of a drinking game. So drink up, depending on what time of day or if you're driving. We prefer if you drink while you drive. That's right. Fight Net Radio sponsors drinking and driving.
Coffee. Yes, geez almighty.
Our first unique story of the day. Can't wait on this one, Andrew. Underwater boxing news. It had me there. It had me at underwater boxing news. I don't even care what the story is, Andrew. You could have just stopped it right there, and I would have been okay right there. Underwater boxing news. Deontay Wilder bizarrely reveals he is a certified scuba diver while making Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Anthony Joshua rematch prediction. I just love this story, Andrew. I don't even know how to get around it. The WBC heavyweight champion explained the shocking fact in an interview this week. Why is it shocking? Okay, UK fans, why is it shocking? The WBC explained, is it shocking that this feels racist? I'm sure. Do black people scuba dive? I mean, is that like a thing? I'm sure it is, right?
I have no idea.
Trust me, I have a sixth sense. Wilder told Sky Sport after declaring that Ruiz will beat AJ again. People don't know this about me. Like a lot of things. Just like I'm a certified scuba diver. Who drops that in?
Not only just wanted to brag.
Not only am I dangerous on land, but I'm dangerous in the ocean. But wait, there's more incredible quotes. It's a great hobby of mine. I love it. He's my hero. Deontay Wilder, I don't know if he knows how much of a parody of himself he actually is. I got eyes and ears everywhere. I know everything. Like, he's crazy. Like, the shit he says is just, who does an interview with Sky Sports and in the middle of it, people don't know this, I scuba dive. Andrew, I'm going to let you in on a little secret about me. I eat peanut butter and jelly. Like he's just doing random interviews. We turn now on to Zone to get Deontay Wilder's feedback for the upcoming Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz fight. Deontay, how do you feel about the fight? I know how this fight will be. And on a side note, did you know I have a 401k? Like, he's crazy. He's crazy, Andrew. He's literally crazy. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, the champ don't need to be in the ocean. Sorry, not at this point of his career. Too many things can happen down there. I know
passion for the ocean.
Passion until a fucking tiger shark comes and bites a chunk out of your fucking leg. And you'll never have a passion.
They're afraid of me, Andrew. They on the roids.
Nah. I don't know. I don't like it.
I'm VADA testing all my
riding a motorcycle. Just like riding a motorcycle, surfing, all this. Some of these things you got to keep out of the prime of your life, because you can't end a career doing stuff like this when you're making so much money. So hopefully he stays out of the ocean.
He's not making lots of money, Andrew. We've clearly demonstrated that.
Even though he's not making what he should be, come on, the guy's still bringing in millions of dollars, correct? We got to give him that.
Well, hundreds of thousands at least. Andrew,
he made about $13 million his last fight with Breezel. I don't know how much he brought in after it was all said and done, but $13 million was his check coming out of that fight.
Andrew, have you seen Steven Espinosa? He owes me $46 million. Moving forward. Yes, this is.
Do you think they even answer his calls? You know how awkward those calls
are? No, I don't think they do. No, I don't even think they remotely do.
Hey, Steven, what are we going to do? Yeah, Deontay, hey. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. We're just kind of waiting.
Yeah. Don't call us, bro. We'll call you.
Exactly, yeah. Pretty awkward right now, I would say.
We reported on this a couple of weeks ago. Moving to our next story because we're getting ready to rewatch the fight. Frank Bruno gives support to Nigel Benn's boxing comeback. See, I thought this was a joke when we covered this a few weeks ago. Ben returns to the ring in a bout with Sakio Bika on November 23rd. This is really happening, Andrew.
Oh, yes,
this
sir.
Fight is legit really happening, which now that Mirror wants me to actually fill out a questionnaire to read the article, but I think we can handle it from right here. What?
Yeah.
How is a 55-year-old man getting in the ring with Sakio Bika? Now, here's the thing about Sakio Bika. He's 50, so I mean it's an age-appropriate match at the very least. But isn't Bruno?
They're close in age, but not in fighting years.
No, not even remotely.
Fighting years. Sakio Bika looks like he should handle Nigel Penn pretty easily. It's been it's kind of a new thing right now. It's getting trendy, I guess you would say, in boxing. Evander Holyfield, I believe, announced he's trying to make a comeback over in Asia.
Funny you should say that.
Oh, are you serious? There you go.
That's our next story.
There you go. You can move right on. I mean, there's nothing really else to say, Lee. It's dumb. I don't think Nigel Penn should be fighting at 55, and here we go with Evander.
Thanks to Nigel Big Ben, we now have Evander Holyfield copying Nigel Ben and making a comeback. And hoping for brain damage is all I can guess at this point based on his current mental status. For those of you who've never met the champ up close and personal, he's taken a lot of punches. And I'm not being a jerk about it. He's not all there, Andrew. The 56-year-old former two-time heavyweight world champion will compete in an exhibition bout in Japan, just like fellow Hall of Famer Floyd Mayweather. Oh boy. Holyfield last stepped into the ring when he knocked out Brian Nielsen in May of 2011. However, he has kept himself in top condition, not mentally, but physically, ahead of this fight. Holyfield told TMZ Sport the big thing is to give people in Japan the opportunity to see the only four-time heavyweight world champion. It's something for them and something for me. I hope he's getting paid good money.
And that's the problem. I don't think he is. He's definitely not making Floyd's, 8-9 million they said Floyd made in that 2-minute fight.
Yeah.
So it's just sad. And you're right, Lee. He's always been a smaller heavyweight, took punches from a lot of bigger men, a lot of elite fighters, Foreman, Lewis, Tyson. Some of the best of the era were banging his head around. He even had a war with, Mercer?
Yeah.
Crazy fight.
I can't think of a fight that he didn't have a war in.
Right. That's true. No, that's true.
And I have met the champ. I've met him at a couple of Hall of Fame events. We've run video on him. He's not there. He's there, but he's not there.
No, I believe. I understand what you're saying.
That's tragedy. Hopefully
they have headgear.
Hopefully. Boxing news. Logan Paul, too big for his own britches, wants Anthony Joshua after the KSI clash. Sure you do, bro. Sure you do. I don't even know what to say about this. I threw it in because it's so outlandish and extremely insane that it's something I would do.
They both work under DAZN. This is a planted story. They're just trying to get the fight out there with KSI and Logan Paul rematch. They'll use Joshua's name to get him a little bit more hits. It's fucking stupid. The whole thing is. I don't know what Eddie's doing. I know there's a money side to this sport, but it just seems like it's a joke, right? It's a circus, Lee.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he wants to continue his professional career after the KSI match. He's calling out Anthony Joshua. KSI. Calm down, bro. Calm down. Just
everybody he is.
Sit down in the back seat and calm down.
Yeah.
YouTube famous. We've said it many times on this show. Everybody get all your Logan Paul and KSI in right now. 5 years or 10 years from today, you won't remember KSI or Logan Paul. They will be gone. I have firsthand experience with saying that kind of information. Right. Celebrity stunts are only good. They have a shelf life. If you're a Logan Paul fan and you listen to this show, go hang yourself in the corner. All right, Andrew. Layla Ali among the first 12 female boxers to appear on the Boxing Hall of Fame ballot. Now, I'm going to give a hot take on this, and I'm going to get the hot take button ready for this, Andrew, because I don't think she should go in the Hall of Fame. She's going into the Hall of Fame based on her name, Andrew, and I'm going to base it on this one question that I'm going to ask you right now.
Jeez.
Name one person she has fought.
Oh, that's kind of silly, Lee. She fought.
I rest my case.
Well, I mean, yeah. Did she fight the best of her Lucia Rikers of her time?
Did she even fight Lucia Riker?
No.
No. Right.
I think she fought Christy Martin. I'm going to say later on. There it is right there.
Yeah, she never fought anybody. She's in the same class with
really,
Christy Martin and Lucia Riker. But, I mean, I realize we got to put women in the Hall of Fame. I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. And I'm not saying that she shouldn't go. But the fact that they're writing an article on her instead of Christy Martin going in, I couldn't find a single Christy Martin going into the Hall of Fame. And I was more into Christy. Like, I thought Christy Martin actually paved the way because Don King gave Christy Martin so much time on TV.
To a certain degree.
Wolf,
come on, she still has the all-lead name in the face.
Look at the names on here. Ann Wolf, Christy Martin. I don't know about Holly Holm.
Lucia Riker.
She just seems to lose a lot.
Not as a boxer. Not as a boxer.
So you say she goes?
Come on, Lee. It's women's boxing. How does Layla Ali not go? Are you serious right now? Who made the first $1 million check in women's boxing? That lady right there.
Christy Martin.
No. Hey, you know what? It might have been that fight. You're absolutely right. You know that? It could have been the Christy Martin fight where they did that. That could be true. I don't got too much to say. I will say they're kind of blowing their load here on the first swing at this.
Oh, no, they're getting them all in first time because they don't want to do it again.
Who are you going to have next year? Ann
Nobody.
Wolf, Lucia Riker, Christy Martin. Those are your three biggest names of the last, 25, 30 years of women's boxing? So what are you doing next year, guys?
They're going to put in Ronda Rousey. She doesn't
Clarissa
box.
Shields.
She does sort of. Clarissa Shields. Hey, I can go in early.
Yeah, we're gonna just let her in. They should have calmed that down a little. So
I have another first ballot Hall of Famer coming up to go in as a woman, but we'll cover that in a moment.
You know, I didn't even think Layla Ali beat Frazier's daughter. What was her name? Rachel Frazier, Raquel Frazier.
Just go with Frazier. You get it right.
It was a pay-per-view fight, dude. Frazier versus Ali. Yep, pay-per-view. We bought it. My family watched. Wow. We all cheered for Frazier, and she was whooping her butt, dude. Layla had a black eye. She was all backing up at the end. Everyone's going for the underdog. You know how it is. You know how it goes, dude. The whole crowd. That was a close fight. Yeah, that was a close one. I don't know. She might not even have beaten Frazier's daughter in her career. Frazier's daughter was like a lawyer. Comes right off the couch, puts a whooping on her on a pay-per-view fight.
She wasn't that good a boxer. Layla Ali was not that good a boxer. She has a great name.
Yeah.
Good for her. Good marketing.
Hey, man, yeah, good record, man. They knew how to do it. They built her up. They gave her some big fights on pay-per-view.
And then she married somebody with money. She's hot.
Isn't she with the NFL star on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because she's sure as hell not living on the Ali money. I think the old man spent all of it before he died. I digress.
The best fighter out of that list, I would say, is probably going to be Ann Wolf. I think she would have dominated. Lucia Riker was good. Wolf. Yeah, Ann Wolf she was scary in her heyday.
Here is my first ballot for the Women's Boxing Hall of Fame. I know what you're thinking, Andrew. Oh, no, it's the next story. Never mind. Is it the story? Yeah, okay, first story. We're going to cover Wadi Camacho, Andrew. Have you heard of Wadi Camacho? He's 21-9 from the United Kingdom.
Out 6 times.
Yes, he basically sucks. But are you ready for the punchline on the Wadi Camacho story?
Yeah.
Former boxing champion Wadi Camacho arrested on suspicion of terrorism. That's a first. Former Commonwealth Cruiserweight champion Wadi Camacho said police arrested him in London on suspicion of terrorism.
Wow.
Wow. Yesterday morning, I took my daughter to school. Then when I got to Canary Wharf, took some video like I do of the O2 Arena at the site. It was a beautiful day, 9:30. The next thing I know, I was surrounded by police and security and got arrested for suspected as a terrorist. I spent 12 hours in the police station up in London. They have confiscated my phone, so I don't have no numbers. I don't have no numbers, Andrew, for anybody, anyone. So everybody send me an email. Sorry, I just had to throw that in. That's the move everybody does when they use their iPhone.
That's on his Facebook. I
spent 12 hours in a police station up in London. They confiscated my phone, so I don't have no numbers for anyone. But I am okay, but the investigation is...
we lost you. Mic down, mic down.
Hold on, I'll fix it.
There you go. It's coming
I don't know why it freezes up. It does that I've had phone calls from my sister to say the police have gone to my mom's house, smashed her door, and put everything upside down. My mom's on holiday, and I have to buy her a ticket for her to give me more grief because the police have smashed her door. I'm bailed at my sister's address. This is bonkers. Everyone knows I love a picture and a video, especially of bombs. I'm just so confused. It's something else. I've been a professional boxer for 8 or 9 years. I'm known to the police. I don't socialize with bad people, except terrorists. I have a good team around me. The statement
that sucks. So it looks like he was hanging around a building, got taken down, huh?
Yeah. So the statement was arrested. The statement by the police said he was on suspicion of collecting information of a kind likely to be useful to a person committing or preparing to act of terrorism. It could be how the dude looks. I'm not saying that they racially profiled this bro, but
yeah, that scene. They were like, "Hey, are you taking a fucking picture? Take him down!" I don't know, man.
I fucking hate white people. Dude, I hate white people. Yeah, this is a white people problem.
Thank you, Ben.
White people are crazy. He looks like a terrorist. Let's arrest him. I can't do anything with
photo of
accent.
A building. You know there's no one in that building, right? He must be up to something.
You know the sad reality of this story, Andrew? This is the most press Wadi Camacho has ever gotten. Most press he's ever gotten. Ever.
Signs of Dazin. Eddie Hearn will have him fighting on the undercard of LS1 and Logan.
When was his last fight? Well, he's still fighting actively. I mean, he's lost his last 2 fights.
By knockout.
Yeah. He's not doing very well. But, hey, his stock went up. Definitely, right?
I literally thought you were
from Spain, no less. Like, they don't even have a ballpark clue on this guy. He's from Spain. I mean, if you're going to racially profile, I mean, just a 23, and does England not have a 23andMe test? Like where they can do DNA and go, oh, he's from Spain. Barcelona, in fact. Not Iran or Egypt or anything. But he looks it. Okay, white guy, calm down. Fucking white guys with small dicks.
Got a beard, kind of brown. Boom, there he is.
Speaking of beards and dicks, Andrew, Patricio Manuel. Do you know Patricio Manuel?
I think I do.
All right, he recently just defeated Hugo Aguilar on the Fantasy Springs Indio card last year.
Hugo needs to retire. If this is what I think it is,
wait, are you
Hugo
ready?
Needs to retire.
I want Patricio Manuel to be a first ballot female inductee. The world's first transgender pro boxer now faces the iconic boxing brand Everlast. So this dude, her, him, this, whatever this is. If you're LGBTQ and you listen to the show, why are you listening to this show? Why? I realize I alienate.
What are you talking about?
I do, right? I alienate a lot of different.
Yeah, we share the love. We share the love.
I'm going to spread it out here, okay? First of all, he, she, it hasn't fought in a year. And Everlast, in an attempt to get, I don't know, Andrew. I
All
don't
the
know.
women. Yeah, I don't even know how to say it. Yeah.
What is Everlast thinking? I mean, I'm not trying to be shitty.
Well,
I mean,
someone probably in the high rankings is close to the LGBTQ, and said we want to change it up a little. You got to reach out. You got to show that they're politically correct. So he becomes or
she beat an 0-5 boxer. I don't want to be a jerk about this, but that's not like, oh, look at this. First LGBTQ transgender.
I mean, clearly, this guy has good connections to get with Everlast so fast. He's 34 years old. He's got no amateur background. He's got she
does. She has an amateur background.
No, but okay, she's not a star. Is she a YouTube star?
No.
Is she an American star?
No. As a female competitor in the early 2000s, she won 5 national amateur championships, even competed in the 2012 Olympic trials as a she woman. But Manuel was eliminated from those trials after suffering a shoulder injury. While it was recovering, he did a lot of reflecting and finally came to the realization that it was living a lie, Andrew. Once I realized that I was it, I knew that I needed to live my life as a it. Manuel told CNBC.
He's such a dick.
However, it took him a year. It took it a year before he made a decision to medically transition. All right, so here's my question, Andrew. If it is in the ring and they're serving alcohol and it doesn't have pasties on his nipples, can't they lose their liquor license?
I don't know. I have no idea. He's fighting at a disadvantage.
That's a really good joke that people are scratching their heads going, I don't get it, Lee. It's a good joke.
He's at a disadvantage fighting in the guy ranks. So, more power to him for trying. We'll see how his career goes. I'm guessing it's not going to end well, but we'll see.
I'm sure, Andrew, it can find itself more 0-5 opponents to dominate.
Oh no! I click on. Can you click on Hugo? Can we see how many times Hugo is knocked out in the?
Hugo could be a it.
Ooh, he's 0-8 now. Poor Hugo.
Yeah.
Hugo needs to retire.
Hugo's not having TKO'd in his first fight. UD majority decision. Another knockout. Clearly, Hugo is the dude you call when you need a win. So we're going to add him to our list, Andrew, when I win the lottery.
There you go. Yeah, no shit. That's my pro debut right there.
That is my pro debut. Oh. Shout out to Hugo. This is the most press you're ever going to get. What a story. What a story, Andrew.
It's sad. I just want to know who his promoter is, who his manager is, because to be the face of Everlast.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Oscar's got a piece of this action.
Nah.
I think,
that story would have been on ESPN already. Come on, ESPN's waiting to do it. They would have done a 30-by-30 on him already.
Hey, I'm not saying that I did anything with it, Andrew.
Oh,
I'm just saying she fights on my cards and stuff.
Could you imagine how many times Oscar would fumble that? He wouldn't know how the fuck to describe it. He'd be like, dude, just terrible. It would be terrible every time.
I'm not saying I slept with her when she was a her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be the greatest thing if that's how it got her boxing. It got its boxing contract. I don't know correct gender pronunciation. Tyson Fury warns off Braun Strowman. For those of you who don't know, the WWE premiered on Fox on Friday night, and sitting in the front row was Tyson Fury, who got involved in a little bit of a tussle between Braun Strowman in what appeared to me a very staged thing, even though Braun Strowman is taking I was insulted by my family and blah, 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 blah. He's a big dosser and I'm going to kick his ass, blah, 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 blah. Bro, the fall to your seats looked so staged, it was frightening. You jumping over the ring and 20 guards stopping you because there aren't that many guards ringside Like, for those of you who don't know anything and might think that this might be a real story somehow,
Oh, jeez.
I highly recommend to watch pro wrestling.
Yeah, you're watching pro wrestling, guys. Come on.
Come on.
It's great for the sport. I mean, Tyson Fury's a worldwide celebrity star. He's known everywhere. So, yeah, it's great for the WWE. It's great for Tyson Fury. He guns bigger in
I think the
America.
most impressive thing was the fact that his eye looks really good. Maybe
that and how those men in the WWE pretty damn big, huh? Tyson don't look too big in that sport. He's 6'7", Lee. That's one of the biggest fighters in boxing. You know what I mean? And look at him compared to that dude right there.
Braun is a big dude, and Braun is wide. I mean, Braun is a very large man.
Yeah.
And they make him the dominant of the sport. What I found interesting about the whole sequence was his eye looked great. He never threw a punch. I don't believe that if anybody really disrespected him or bumped into him or said something to his family, that Tyson, the Gypsy King nutbag that he is, wouldn't take a swing.
Exactly. No, I don't think this is. It was definitely staged. This is for SummerSlam or something like that.
Not SummerSlam. We passed SummerSlam. It's already October. It's Halloween.
Okay, it's for next year's SummerSlam. He's got a cut, Lee. Hello, they're not putting him in the ring to get body slammed in December. Jeez, people, keep up with me, people. Okay, SummerSlam 2020, Lee. I didn't say SummerSlam 2019. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, that brings us to the main event of the evening, Andrew. The results from this past week. At this moment, let me insert a commercial. Go to fightnetradio.com. Listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. On our main page at fightnetradio.com, you can find our Facebook feed, a Spotify link, the current boxing news. We do have a news feed, and the entire catalog of the entire Fight Net Radio repertoire. Also, click on our store, go check out the merch, get yourself a shirt. Let's move forward to discussing everything that happened over the past weekend, and we will end with a quick watch-along and discussion of the main event of the evening. Alamo Moran battled to a 10-round draw. Neither of us watched it. Tura Manzani and Midgley are victorious. We didn't watch that fight. Parzawek decisions Mendy in Poland. Andrew, were you in Poland to cover this fight?
No. There.
Calm down. Madrimov beats Baranachek at MSG. Did you take Baran?
Yeah, I took Barrera in this fight. I was thinking the 3-0, needed a little bit more experience going up against Alejandro Barrera, who had over 37 professional fights. Damn, was I wrong, as he got knocked out in 5 rounds at Madison Square Garden.
Indeed, he did. Ashley Theophane defeats Kasim Aouma. There's a blast from the past. No, it's not 2005. It's under the radar fight. 39-year-old middleweight Ashley the Treasure Theophane, 48-1, with 16 KOs, scored a 10-round unanimous decision over 40-year-old Kasim the Dream Aouma on Saturday night in Denmark. Wow.
Once again,
Andrew.
His fight years are a lot older than his age. It just seems like Kasim Aouma has been around for 20 plus years, and he's only 40. He was a strange one. Kasim Aouma's story, when he came here from Africa, he had fought on both sides of the revolution or whatever they were having over there. He was on one side. He was like fighting for the rebels as a young kid, and then I believe got kidnapped by the army and then turned into a soldier. Very crazy life, seen a lot of bad things. Came to America, was able to turn it around. He's one of those guys you point to when when you hear an American go, "Oh, I wasn't loved enough. That's why I suck." And it's like, really? I know this one dude who's on both sides of a war.
Nice job, Andrew.
I'll never forget that about him, though. He had
That's a great backstory. You did very well there.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with it on a whole boxing writer level thingy there. Enos TKOs Fernandez. Franklin beats Sauer. Neither of us watched those fights, nor do we actually care. We'll come back to Golovkin in just a second. Lundy outclassed Frankel. Hammering Hank.
Hank.
got to be
Jesus.
40 as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Scored an impressive one-sided 8-round unanimous decision over the red-hot Robert Frankel. What a name. Saturday night in Delaware.
The Pell
Also-
Center. He's
Yeah.
fighting for the Police Athletic League now.
Donatello. Didn't see that one coming. He fought at the local armory? Donatello Zarilla remains unbeaten. Unbeaten junior welterweight Donatello El Zorro Zarilla scored a 10-round unanimous decision over Jesus Perez. He's now 13-0 with 10 KOs, Andrew. This guy's going to be a player later on. That's why he's getting a shout-out from us.
It's very sad where the Puerto Rican fighters are right now, so hopefully someone shines here soon, because the whole island has just lost it for boxing.
So we're going to reverse engineer this fight, and we're going to watch it and comment on it. Golovkin took on Derevyanchenko last night. I mean, I could make comments about the Dutch clogging girl who sang the Ukrainian national anthem and the dude wearing the Kazakhstan robe, and then like the most aprototypical R&B singer they could find to do the national anthem. I knew the night was going to be wacky right there, but let's just start right off with scorecards. It is highly debated online at this moment. Scorecards are scorecards. Final scorecards are 115, 112, 115, 112, and 115, 113, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision and new IBF, IBO middleweight champion, Gennadiy Golovkin. Andrew, before we start to watch the fight, how did you see the fight?
114, 113. Look, I'm not mad about any of the scorecards. I had Triple G winning by that knockdown. It's a close fight, Lee. It's a very close fight. Triple G definitely looks old, but the reports now are that he was sick, and you kind of seen that in the fight during the rounds. The guy was hacking. He's coughing like during the round, spitting up, what's probably, symptoms of a cold.
Yep.
So we knew Dazin needed Triple G to get this belt. So that's probably why my scorecard also is, well, he got a knockdown, so I know he's winning, right? We've all seen this game before. We've all seen this scorecard before. Close fight, one knockdown, 114, 113 to the other guy. So I'm not mad at the scorecards. Right now, it looks like Golovkin has no future, right? There's no one big in the Dazin world that he could fight that's going to move any needles. So why not rematch Derevyanchenko wherever he wants? Pick a spot.
Well, with Canelo now being a light heavyweight.
Exactly. No, it's over.
It's just insane, Andrew, that he's a light heavyweight.
And Lee, not only that, he's fighting at 175 now. Do you really want him to drop all the way back to 160 in his next fight? No. This was at 160, right? This is for the middleweight. Yes. So you don't want him to come back 15 more pounds. That we seen Roy Jones do that. It didn't end well. Oscar De La Hoya did that. It didn't end well. Even though Canelo's still in his prime, think that's too much weight to lose in one fight. If anything, Gennadiy retires and meets Canelo at a catch weight, 165, 166, something like that. Maybe then Saul will fight him for a third fight, but I don't like them going back all the way to middleweight. You rematch Derevyanchenko. You hope that Dazin does something about getting one of the other PBC middleweights to sign. Then you move on. I think they have to move on. It's going to be like they got to get the Jermell Charlo. They got to get what's the other kid? Andrade. They got to get Andrade, Demetrius Andrade. They got to get him more popular.
Andrade they can get because he's technically a free agent, right? He's not part of any promotion.
Who's this we're talking about?
Andrade, right?
Yeah, he fights for Dazin. For Dazin. Andrade's problem is he doesn't get enough views. So they got to get him some bigger fights. Like, seriously, Lee, why the fuck isn't Andrade on the undercard of this fight? Yeah, maybe it doesn't lead up to a winner match. But why not get him some more views under the Triple G umbrella? You know, it's things like this that Eddie Hearn needs to start doing to get some of these other guys just a recognizable name on their own network. I don't know if
He's
Andre
really concerned with that with the Logan KSI money. That's where the money is.
It very well could be, but he missed a big opportunity there to set Triple G up at least for a plan B.
How'd you feel about them sticking actual commercials into your fight on DAZN that you pay money for?
You know, as long as it doesn't become too much. You know, it's only a 1 minute break, so who cares? I don't really care, Lee.
Doubling down on their commercial and their ad money. It's the first time it happened on any of their fights, Andrew.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I've never seen it. Yeah, I don't know. As long as if they're doing it like in between fights where they're actually adding time to the telecast, then I would have an issue with it. For this, there it is. There's the win right there. What was it? Round 1? Round 2?
Yeah, round 1. Round 1 is the whole fight.
Bam! He won right there. Dazn stamped the ticket. They're send it in 114, 113. We just got the knockdown.
Right. The rest of the fight is immaterial. I think Derevyanchenko makes a great charge, Andrew.
All he has to do, people on the Dazn calculator, win 4 more rounds, and we're good to go. We got this fight in the bag.
Right.
We'll call 2 more rounds close and call it a day. Swear to God, that's all that needs to happen. Sometimes with these big fights, Lee, you win 4 convincing rounds, you got a knockdown. Shit, they can flip 2 rounds that were close and go, "Oh, my bad. I just seen that one for Triple G." You know what I mean?
Triple G won a fight with the flu, Andrew.
Yes.
I mean,
yes,
that's crazy to me. And
yes,
kudos to everybody for not talking about it till after the fight.
And seriously, this is why
they could have played it up at the beginning. They could have played it at the weigh-in, but they didn't.
Yep. And this is why he should rematch Derevyanchenko. Look, no, he doesn't lose any credit or respect taking the rematch. This is not an easy fight. This man went 12 rounds with Daniel Jacobs, and he went 12 rounds with Triple G. Those are 2 solid names to have on your resume. And this fight was close. It was close. You any of those 2 rounds that I said you could swing, I mean, and we either have a draw or we have Derevyanchenko, the new champion, last night. So 2 rounds is all that separated them. Let's bring it back. And I think Triple G was ill, so he probably will look a lot better, and everyone will forget about this fight.
Yeah. He definitely slowed down towards the later rounds. I think his goal was to get him out early, which gives him the run-up on the scorecards, and Derevyanchenko comes on late to make it really interesting. I love all the hubbub online of how the referees should have stopped the fight later on. He was defenseless, blah, 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 blah.
If anyone has ever played sports and had a cold, congestion, you know that as you're playing the sport, as you're getting deeper into the game, all those symptoms start building up. The mucus, your lungs hurting, trying to breathe. Can you imagine a 12-round fight, Lee?
No,
I'm talking about like playing baseball, bro.
What this guy went through with the flu, which to me is just astounding.
Like they sit there and remember, oh, Michael Jordan, one of the greatest sports performances I've ever seen. He had 101 degrees while he played basketball.
Right.
This dude's over here trying to keep a madman off of him, beating his brains in. And you could see him hacking. You could clearly see him hacking. You know, they were trying to play it up. It must be the body shots. Not, bro, he's coughing. He's coughing in the corner.
That's the flu. He didn't take his flu shot. I mean, that's really what happened here.
Could be. I don't even.
He's jacked up early on, and it shows in the fight as Golovkin declines, and because they didn't release the information to use it as an excuse, it's obvious. Look, the fight's borderline stoppable at this point in the card. I mean, because of so many eye cuts lately, this fight I think got more time than it normally would have.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
But do I think in any way, shape, or form that Derevyanchenko got jobbed?
Wait a minute. You know what, Lee? Let's go back. Not right now.
Yeah.
But we got to go back to the scorecards. When that, what was that, the 7th round, 8th round? We got to see who was winning on the scorecards. When you wanted the fight to be stopped, people, go back to these scorecards and see who is winning. So, like in round 7, it's 67-65 on the middle card. He has Gennadiy by 2 rounds. So they could have stopped it right there. Gennadiy would still be ahead on that.
You got a draw on yellow. The other 2, yeah, he would have won on majority decision at 7th round.
Yep.
I mean, that's the tale of this fight. The tale of this fight is the scorecards. At the end of the day, you guys can all just calm down, for God's sakes.
To be honest with you, they really did a disservice to Gennadiy Golovkin, too. He's ahead throughout the whole fight. They could have stopped the motherfucker at any point, really.
Yeah.
They just let it go and let it go. So, yeah, it was a good fight, though. The cuts. I don't know what the timetable is on that for doing a rematch. That might give Gennadiy the avenue to get out of there, get on with the new opponent.
There you go. The tale of Gennadiy Golovkin versus Sergiy Derevyanchenko. All right. Triple G is back. He can win with the flu, Andrew. There's nobody for him to fight. Is this just simply about the Canelo thing? Is this about Dazin creating 2 stars, one at light heavyweight, one at middleweight?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay.
Oscar's going to do. What's that young man's name at 154, Lee? He's always looking for opponents. Mexican kid, fights for Golden Boy. Oh, my gosh. Poor man's Barrera. Come on, Lee.
I don't know.
Oh, my God. This is going to be so embarrassing.
It already is.
Now it
there
left
are people
me.
tweeting and yelling at you.
WBO champ, Lee. Remember the kid's name. Fights for De La Hoya. Gosh darn it. He's gonna get the shot. Jaime Mungai.
Mungai. Wow, you couldn't remember Mungai.
Woo. No, I told you it was there and then it just left. Mungai, dude. You right? Isn't that the fight right now? He's young. He's fresh. He can take the beating of Triple G. And I don't know if Gennadiy right now can keep up with someone of his age. Yes, he looked sick last night, but he also looked vulnerable. Body shots were landing. Head shots were landing. We seen Canelo land on him a lot in their last 2 fights. Might be on the downside of his career. It might be time for Oscar, at least for Oscar to get Jaime Mungai up to the middleweights now and start setting up that potential fight for later in the 2020.
I don't think it's that crazy. I don't think the request is that crazy. I don't know if Jaime Mungai is ready for deep water yet. I mean, no matter what, you're talking about 4 rounds of furious Triple G action, right? He is unbelievable in the first 4 rounds of every single fight he's ever been in, right? He's basically won or lost all of his fights after the 4th round. It's always the first 4 are never in decision.
De La Hoya pulls the trigger fast on his guys. Mungai has been a champion for a few years now. You don't want Triple G losing to a Derevyanchenko. You want him losing to a Jaime Mungai. So, like right now, you could even put Triple G in the ring with, regular opponent, get a top 10 out of the IBF, give it to him, feed it to him, give Jaime Mungai a harder test at the middleweight division, just to get Mungai a little bit more prepared and kind of put Triple G on ice. He would have another easy training camp. Now, I think you heard last night, he said, I got to take it more serious. I think we all heard it. It might have been broken English. He might not have been knowing what he was saying. To me, I took it as he didn't take this guy seriously. And you know what? If Dazin feeds him again some meat, he might not take that man seriously and have a whole year of him not being serious in the gym. He is making over $10 million a fight right now coming from Kazakhstan. And he does go back there. He has a gym. He has an Olympic-sized gym out there and everything, boxing gym. So it's huge. Have you ever seen his gym in Kazakhstan?
He lives in Santa Monica.
No, I know, but he goes back to his country a lot, Lee. I knew you were going to say that. We've went over that before, but I'm telling you, the guy goes back to his country a lot. I don't know how much he's going to live in Santa Monica when he's all done with this. You'd be a billionaire where he comes from. I don't even know. I have no idea. But if I was Dazin, that's where I'm heading. Look, Canelo's not fighting him. He's not going to fight this guy anymore. In my opinion, Canelo's gone. I think the least he'll drop back down is 168. He'll go back to super middleweight and end it there. So Triple G is not popular in the Mexican community anymore. You didn't see anybody. You know what, Lee? The fight was really dead on my online. Yes, chat rooms were talking about it, but
no, nobody watched. It wasn't a casual fan fight, and it only blew up after everybody thought that Derevyanchenko got jobbed.
Yeah, no, seriously. So I don't know how good the numbers are going to be on this fight. Dazin has to start looking at a replacement. That replacement is Mungai. So they got to start building that fight up. Andrade, listen, I'm going to tell you what Andrade's problem is right now. How many promoters have they went through? You know, how many times is him and his dad, they said his dad is stalling his son's career? And look at his career right now. He's been fighting under Dazin for how long? The guy can't get a break. I don't know why, but he seems not to be able to do it. So why would Dazin want to put more money, invest more money into him?
Well, this is my comment. That's why after the Tyson Fury fight, right, I had the same comments for Otto Wallen, which was the same. It's all the same thing, right? These independent fighters who can easily be picked up for a fight or two. Those are my great debates. You can't get by in boxing today without having one of the power players. You cannot. You've got to play ball with Bob. You got to play ball with Oscar. You got to play ball with Eddie. You don't have a choice. If you want to make money and you want to really make it, you got to play ball with one of the power brokers.
And what I hate about it more is and Dana White was right earlier in the show when you said Dana was talking about there's enough money. There is enough money in boxing right now, and that's why there's a lot of these guys are not facing each other. And that's something I wish would go back to what it used to be, and that's having two networks that ran the show, and basically one network was the Prime, right? The Prime network, HBO. You got on HBO, right. You're making the most money you could in the sport. Now you can fight on ESPN, PBC, PBC pay-per-view, ESPN or DAZN, and everyone's making $10+ million.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, it's clear that Showtime's going to be out of the game. Fox is now owned by a neutral third party and not the Fox family. So Fox is clearly going to stay in the boxing game. ESPN, ESPN Plus, and DAZN. And there's plenty of room to go around, and these cards are really filled mostly with flaky fighters by and large. I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. Most of that card last night was crap lopsided fights to get Triple G's buddies from Kazakhstan over.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't a hard night. If the dude was from Kazakhstan, he was winning.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, yeah. No, I hear you. I thought you went out. I thought I lost you right there.
I faded out.
Well, so yeah,
what was your big takeaway from last night?
Big takeaway is they didn't get anywhere with last night's fight. DAZN didn't get a star out of Derevyanchenko, and Triple G looked like he's on the downside of his career. So with that being said, I think they got to rematch it, but because of the cut, I kind of totally forgot about that cut. Who knows where Triple G lands right now. I think it's time to look elsewhere though for the middleweight division from Triple G. I don't see him being on top that much longer. Once again, the power wasn't there. Gennadiy went 12 rounds a lot in his last few fights. So yeah, I'm thinking Jaime Mungai. I just looked at the top 10 rankings. Andrade's like the only one there that hasn't been tested. He could do a Daniel Jacobs rematch. That maybe DAZN fans would tune into that. No. And then you're going to have names like Jeff Horn and Rob Brandt. Jeff Horn, I think still, even though he just got knocked out, and he might be rematching that, man. But if he is to beat, was it Zarafa that beat him? Let me click on that. It was okay. So if he was to come back and beat him, Dazin could easily reach out to Jeff Horn's people. That's a serious fight. It would give Triple G big exposure over there. I would take it over there too, because the kid sells tickets over there in Australia. Take the fight over there. It's an easy win. And advice. And you know what? Seriously, Jeff Horn could be Jaime Mungai's first fight at the middleweight. There's nothing wrong with that fight. That's a decent fight for Mungai too, coming into the middleweight division. So yeah, you take on someone like that and move on. But seriously, Triple G looked fat last night, and I don't know how much that had to do with him being sick. It's possible he wasn't running the whole this whole week. He might have been battling either the flu or some kind of congestion. So maybe that's what made him look a little pudgy. But he didn't look like he could be a super middleweight. Lee, did it to you?
No,
Right?
but he didn't look like himself either. I mean, just being perfectly honest, I didn't, they never gave in to what was really going on with him. I mean, as his big return, I understand that he was going to take the fight if he was near dead and coughing up a lung, which apparently he was near dead and coughing up half a lung anyway, and he still beat Derevyanchenko. I think if this goes to a rematch just to prove a point, he's going to destroy him if he's in full health. I mean, he beat the dude nearly to death in those opening rounds with the flu. Like, that's crazy. And on top of it, if I were Derevyanchenko, I would sue Gennadiy Golovkin. Yeah, I said it, because he's going to wind up giving him the flu for getting all those body fluids on him. That's the kicker to this, right? You lose, you got your eye cut, you got knocked down, and you got beat by a dude who has the flu, and then you got the flu.
Yeah, that sucks. That does suck.
That'll do it for this week's Fight Net Radio. Go to fightnetradio.com. All the news, everything you can imagine is available at Fight Net Radio. Take us out Larry Merchant style, Andrew.
The middleweight division was once the hottest division in boxing. Seems to slow down here a lot. You had Saul Alvarez leaving, Gennadiy Golovkin looking older, Daniel Jacobs is a ghost. Charlo's fighting for a company that don't like to fight with anyone else, so he's kind of a no-name here. Derevyanchenko, he will get another shot. Andrade needs to get a shot, and the rest is bottom of the barrel. So, yeah, it's sad where the middleweight division was, but Dazin didn't get a winner last night. I'm telling you that Skipper, John Skipper, is that his name? He's got to be a little bit nervous where his company is and how much money they've put into these fighters. People, Gennadiy Golovkin made $13 million, I believe they said last night. Okay, the guy fired his trainer in his last fight. His trainer told everyone he's all about his money now. He forgot who he is. He's forgotten who he is, and look at what he showed up. Look what showed up last night. Even if it was because he's sick, call it karma. Abe Sanchez is laughing somewhere out there.
Fight Net Radio. FightNetRadio.com with Andrew and Lee. Talking boxing, combat, sports, comedy, football, and everything kick-ass. All on FightNetRadio.com. Fight Net Radio!